Thank you. Wow, it's been great to be here this morning and to listen to all the wonderful words being espoused about European University and about the cranes, and what a wonderful thing. I've learned actually so much. And I've only got a few minutes here, and what I have been brought here to do is to kind of draw this to a conclusion at the end. I've been doing some sketches of some of the things been going on here, so I'll go through a little bit of a reminder of what you've been seeing. But before we do that, I want to, this is my favorite thing, the pad, white piece of paper. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my world, my craft, the world of being a political cartoonist. And in part because I think there's something that what my craft does that is shared with the European University. And I'll come to that in a minute. So, well, first let me tell you a little bit while I'm sketching. A little bit about being a political cartoonist. The political cartoonist, we are quite a rare breed. Even amongst the cartoon world, we have so many different skill sets that we employ in our job that are different than others. So first, we are journalists, where we have to keep up with what's going on in the whole world, researching and trying to find out and staying abreast of the important news, which is, I'd have to tell you, kind of tough because, I can't even keep track what my own kids are doing, nonetheless what's going on in Tajikistan. And so just keeping abreast with the news is actually one of the hardest parts of the job. But we're not just journalists in that we're reporting what's going on. We wear special hat. We are columnists, commentators. Where we're taking the news of the day, and then we're having to deliver an informed opinion on what's happening. But more important than that, not only are we columnists, but we employ humor with our commentary, which means that we are satirists. So we're delivering our journalistic thoughts using humor. And then last, we are artists, where we are delivering our artistic and satirical commentaries using pictures. And amongst the world of our art, one of the most important things that we have that's employed in political cartoons than in almost any other art form, and that is caricature. Caricature, okay? So here's me giving a 40th birthday salute with a cake and everything to the party here today. So, thank you. Thank you. So, caricature. Now, a lot of people think caricatures, about people just making fun of faces. But my favorite quote about caricature comes from Annibale Carracci, Italian Renaissance painter, who once said, "A good caricature is more true to life than reality itself, where it can tell a full story of somebody that transcends their actual physical features." Now, I have to tell you, I've been watching you guys today, good room, all the meeting places, and as you're walking around here, and I picked up something really important. Everybody here has got a face. Yep, I figured that one out, got that one down. But here's the thing about face. I want you guys all for a moment to think about your face. All right? Now, imagine that a cartoonist, a caricaturist, cast their eyes upon on your face for the purpose of pulling it apart and reassembling it under their control. Now, obviously, everyone will be thinking about, those little bits on their face that they're not exactly proud of. But in fact, when you put all those pieces together, you actually come up with a wonderful, special, unique, and incredibly interesting combination that is you. And we also know that if you see yourself in the mirror, you probably don't even see yourself like the world sees yourself. First of all, you're in reverse. But the other thing is that you're staring at yourself, trying to see all the various different bits, when in fact, when you're alive and you're interacting with people, you're animated, you move, and it creates a whole different kind of personality that explodes through the physical features you have. So a caricature is trying to capture all of that elements, not just where all the pieces work together. Now, one of the things about being a political cartoonist like myself is there's very few of us in the world. And in fact, the numbers are getting smaller as newspapers shrink and cartoonists are all laid off. So I've decided today that we're going to change all that. I told you earlier that I've learned a lot today. I think it's time that you guys learn something. And so at the end of this little exercise, where I'm going to be showing you some of the sketches I've done today, I'm going to have a drawing lesson. In your bags, there's a pen and 2 pieces of paper, and I'm going to teach everybody here how to draw Barack Obama. Okay? So we're going to have another 300 cartoonists added to the letter. So why don't you reach in, go get your pieces of paper out and your pen. Okay? So what I was doing here today was doing some very quick sketches of some of the people on stands. You might know, for those of you who've read The Economist, who've seen my cartoons in The Economist, my cartoons are incredibly detailed. I spend a lot of time to make something that you're going to consume in about 5 seconds. And the thing about when you do caricatures, I normally draw my caricatures, even if I'm drawing Barack Obama, I'll draw him hundreds of times until I finally get it the way that I like it. But today I had the privilege of sitting in front and doing some lightning fire caricatures. And let me just show you a few of these things. And you might remember back, because this is only a couple of hours ago, okay? So the first one was our keynote speaker, and he was talking about how the world economy was in the ECU, it was in the emergency room. And here he's got the paddles, and he had the ideas of how he was going to revive the whole thing. So that was kind of, I felt, the image that left me after that first one. So the second one, we were talking about the standards of education. And so we had a little singing group here, all singing the same tune, the standardettes, and talking about what works in accreditation, and I thought that was really, really fun. The next one, now I didn't have time to draw everybody on it, so this is several faces of the education group, okay? And really interesting when you see a large amount of people parade in front of you, you notice how faces are so different. And for a time I used to do caricatures in the streets where I'd have lots of people come by and sit down in front of you. And what a wonderful thing the human face is. And I particularly enjoyed your comment about laughing in Russia, because you have beautiful rosy cheeks, doesn't he? Beautiful rosy cheeks. So you know he spent a lot of time laughing. It was fabulous. Okay? All right, so then we have, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the king of the European Union, of the European University. Okay? And the royal family, right? Who, I have to tell you, he's clearly a well-loved monarch, though, isn't he? This is the wonderful thing. So there's no sort of sense that this is a dictatorial organization, but in fact, it's a place of great love. So now we're talking. We moved on more recently to networking, and this is Renee as Spider-Man creating an alumni network. Okay, so I thought that was, that's what we kept on going on about that. Very sticky, very sticky. And then this is the last one. I was able to get one down on Sasha. Blending education. There he is. He's blending education. So there we go. All right. So those are a couple of quick sketches, and that's what where we're gonna do next. We're gonna do a quick sketch of Barack Obama. But let me just before we do that, I'm just gonna do a couple of quick sketches of some other politicians who I've known over the years. Now, like I mentioned before, I spent a lot of time, looking at these caricatures and before I draw them. In fact, I tell people Barack Obama, I actually look at his face more than I look at my own face. When I have photos around me, and for hours I look at his face, and I probably know every little pore on his face over time, over the course of time. But these guys, I've distilled their faces down to a few lines where I can draw them rather quickly. And I'm going to draw a few people that come to mind. One is Bill Clinton, okay? Partly because I love Bill Clinton's nose. He's got kind of a really bulbous nose, eyes with lots of bags under his eyes, which is kind of tough for him because he travels so much and they charge for every bag these days, right? Yeah, so he's got a little Elvis mouth there, he's got the used car salesman haircut like this. That's right. I did not. And then And then he's got the chin. He's got the chin that kind of goes like this. So anyway, so that's Bill Clinton. Here you go. All right. All right. And then I'm just going to do, I'll do one more before we get to Obama, and that is one of my favorite, George W. Bush. Okay. George W. Bush. Now here's the problem. George W. Bush has got big ears, and I really need a piece of paper here for ear and a piece of paper there. So I'm just going to do those first to just make sure I can fit them in the into the paper. Okay, so I'm going to put one on this side and then one on this side. All right, and so anyways, I like to start with him with his nose. He's got a very sharp and flared nostrils like this. The side, he's got a set of parentheses that go like this. His mouth goes down one side and goes up the other side like this. Like he's talking out of the side of his mouth. I'm talking out the side of my mouth. Like that. All right. All right. And then he's got little tiny eyes like this. Okay. And then we got his eyebrow like this. Oh, and then on the other eyebrow goes up like this. Okay. Kind of perplexed. He is most of the time. His chin is a W, which is good for me, so in case I forget. All right. And here's his jawline coming down like this. Forehead here, hair, kind of unsensational hair, like this. At least he's got hair, I guess. Okay, and like that. So that's there. You go. What do you think, George W. Bush? What do you think? Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, so let's get on to Barack Obama. Barack Obama. So this is what we're going to do. Everybody get your paper ready. If you have something to lean on, got some paper and so on. And I really strongly encourage everyone to have a go at this. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people say, you know what? I can't draw a straight line. And I'm telling you, after just a few quick lines, 8 or 9 lines, I'll be able to teach you how to do Barack Obama. It's going to be a piece of revelation for you. But also, this is something that you could take home, show other people. It's kind of a good, fun party game to play. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do it quickly first, show you what it is, and then we're going to do it together. All right? So it's going to be a little bit like this. I'm going to do this quite fast. So first we're going to do a sideways C, letter C like this. We're going to do a horizontal line. We're going to do 2 vertical lines. Those are going to be his hair, okay? Then we're going to do a shelf like this, a shelf like this. We're going to drop a line like this. We're going to drop a line like this. And then we're going to do an upside down C like this. Next thing, we're going to do a C here, another one inside, and then we're going to reverse it on the other side. We're going to do 2 very thick, heavy lines here. That's his brow, a little line under there for the eye. We're going to do a little funny shape like this, a little funny shape. This is his nose. And at the end, we're going to do a little curly Q, because he's got this little mole on the side of his nose, which every time you see him, you're going to look at now. Okay, I promise. Then he's got the letter M like this. You're going to fill that in a little bit. Okay, fill it in a little bit. Then he's got this little thing that goes right here, this little round thing. You know what that's called? It's an Obama. Obama, okay? So he's got his own Obama right here. We got a set of parentheses underneath, and then a little bit of a shadow goes underneath there. And then we're going to give him a little skinny neck. And there we go, Barack Obama. What do you think? Give it up. Come on. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty straightforward. I think we can do this. My question to you is, can we do this? Yes. The answer is, yes, we can. Okay, ready? Can we do this? Yes, we can. All right, here we go. All right. This is going to be a new course at the European University. Okay, get your paper ready. Paper is going to be vertical. All right, let's go with a sideways C like that. Okay, let's go across the top. Let's do a straight line like this, and then 2 vertical lines. Okay. Let's fill this in like this, the little curly hair here for extra realism. Okay. Extra realism. Okay, let's get a shelf that goes like this and a shelf that goes like that. All right, let's drop a line in this direction, and then a line like that. Great. Underneath, we're going to do a upside down C like this. Going back to the shelves now, let's get a C going here, and then we can do another one on the inside. Go to the other side, do it too. All right, so now let's heave this in. Put a little heavy work on the eyebrow. This is where you can really get your pens working and your wrists working there. Underneath, you can draw a straight line, maybe with a little dot in it, and that would be his eyes, which tend to hide a little bit underneath that heavy brow. Okay, now about halfway between, we're going to do this squiggle for the nose. It's going to be, oh, whoa, whoa, and then it's got the little curlicue like this. Right. Okay, now, again, split that in half, and let's do this letter M, like that. Great. All right, let's fill in the top bit of that letter M, like this. Right. Let's give the little shadow now underneath the bottom lip. This. All right. And then give him his Obama, right? Give him the little Obama right there. And then we're going to start at the side of his nose, and we're going to do a parentheses. It's going to come down here, but it's almost going to connect the bottom with the other one, because that muscle is getting more and more distinct in Obama, as you can see over time. Okay? Okay, then you can give him a nice skinny neck. I'm going to actually extend his arm, and he's going to be giving us a big thumbs up here in Barcelona, just like that. Okay? And we're nearly finished. We've got 2 more really important steps. Okay, now the next step, really important, is that I want everybody in the room to please hold up your drawing and show me. Okay, come on, hold them up. Let's see it. Hold them up. Get some pictures of this, okay? Yeah, come on, hold up the drawings to see these things. Okay, awesome. Amazing. Oh my gosh. You know, these are not bad. These are not bad. Not bad. Very good. Excellent. Good job. So, that's right. We got A+. He's giving out grades right now. So, all right. So now the second most important part, you now need to sign those drawings. Put your name on that drawing because it's incredibly unique to you. Now, I'll tell you, I've seen your drawings. Do not put my name on those drawings. Okay? But no, seriously, you have created something that at one hand, all looks like Barack Obama to a degree, but on the other hand has your personal signature. Now this leads me to my final comment that I'd like to leave with you guys, is that you just learned something today that you probably thought you could never possibly do. And that's something that actually you try to instill at any learning institution, and as I've learned today, is something, that bit of art at the European University. And the word innovation has been used a lot. Entrepreneurship is something that is associated closely with what goes on here. And I think one thing that I do every day when I start with a blank piece of paper and come up with something at the end of the day is a lot what you're trying to aspire to do here at European University. And that is to try to draw conclusions and try to be creative in the way that you do things. And so, at the same time, while you're drawing these conclusions, you're drawing an audience, and more people are turning their eyes in this direction. So I salute you today, and I hope you keep on drawing. Thank you very much. Thank you.